Hello, my name is Deven and this is my PLP for the years 2013 and 2014. The first assignment on my PLP is my About Me. My About Me describes who I am as a person and characteristics that describe me. Characteristics that describe me are perseverance, diversity, adventurous, and humility. The next on my PLP are my goals and plans that are right here. Many of my goals were to obtain very high classes in grades, which I would later exemplify in my SAT. Such high classes was such as EL Math. I took EL Math because it's a very challenging course and I knew it would help me on my SAT. However, EL Math turned out to be too challenging for me, so I moved back down to SL Math after the first semester, which now is a very great fit for me and is great. The next I'm going to talk about is my cover letter. This was an optional assignment, however I chose to do this because I felt that it would exemplify who I am as a person and being a hard worker. My cover letter is basically what colleges will see when they look at my resume. It explains who I am as a person and why I'm interested in doing the degree I want to do, which would be being a doctor, so I'd be doing pre-medical program. The next on my PLP is my resume. My resume basically shows what I have done throughout my career in high school. It shows my education, athletics, awards, community service, and extracurricular activities. Now, I'm going to talk about my artifacts for improvement. First, my artifact of improvement was something I did not do so well in EL Math, which was one of my first quizzes, listed shown here. On my first quiz, I scored a 13 out of 22, which was a very poor grade for me. However, after studying very hard, I was able to show improvement, such as here in my portfolio, which is an assignment that is very difficult, where I scored a 73 out of 80. Then, for my AP, which is a college level class, this is my beginning, which was a -8 on a test, which is very, very difficult and very not good at all. It was a very awful grade for me, and I definitely did not like that. So to improve that grade, I studied harder, I was more focused, and it turned out that hard work pays off, and I was able to only get -3 off of this test, and I actually scored one of the highest in my class and grade for this test. Then, another area of improvement was in English. In English, I was always a decent writer, and one of my very first essays, I scored an 86. And for me, an 86 just wasn't the right cut for me, and I knew I had to become better. So I studied harder, I looked through many different grammar websites, and fixed mistakes I made in that essay, which I later exemplified through my visual literacy essay, where I scored a 144 out of 150, and I was very pleased with that. Then I have my reflection on my IB profile traits. And IB profile traits are traits that are used in vocabulary that are shown in an IB student. And I actually have many traits that explain me. And here's my traits. One trait that really shows who I am is knowledgeable. Knowledgeable describes me because I enjoy exploring new concepts and ideas that have a global significance, such as learning about the inhumane fisheries that occur in Taiji, Japan. Another word on the IB learner profile is a thinker. The term thinker describes me because I enjoy learning and mastering complex skills. An example is being a search and rescue diver, where I have to make very ethical decisions. And this also relates to my About Me because I love marine wildlife, and I actually have a club now that is focused on preserving marine wildlife in Florida. Next, another word that describes me is open-minded. Open-minded students understand and appreciate their own cultures and personal histories. and are open to the perspectives, values, and traditions of other individuals and communities. Open-minded describes me because I appreciate others' cultures and I like to grow my experience in life. Such experiences have made me what I am today, such as diving all around the world and experiencing new culture who value wildlife, which has made me value wildlife. This has been my PLP. Thank you. Overall, I feel that my PLP has shown who I am as an individual and my growth throughout high school, and how my goals and plans are going to affect me in the long term of life, and how I'm going to accomplish my life goal of becoming a plastic surgeon and doctor and going to a very pristine college.